The question is that who determines the iddat period has finished? The iddat is not determined based on days and months. It is very important for us, right? First of all, to know our Islamic rites, right? To know what a cycle is, what a cycle means, how long can it be, who determines the iddat is over. The scholars of Pakistan need to speak up. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today inshallah I wanted to take some time out to discuss the topic of iddats, right? The waiting period for Muslim women after they lose their husband and they become a widow, or after they get a divorce. So the waiting period after a woman's husband passes away is 4 months and 10 days. And the waiting period after she gets a divorce is 3 menstrual cycles. And what that waiting period means is that during that time, she cannot get married again. And it is there to, kind of help her grieve as well as determine if she's expecting or not. Now, why did I pick this topic today? And why did I want to shed some light on it? If you guys are currently following global news, there is a political turmoil in Pakistan for the past couple of years. And due to all of that, the ex-Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, is in jail. Now, one of the many cases against him is the Iddat case. And what it is that he married Bushra Bibi, and there has been a claim made that Bushra Bibi, she married Imran Khan during her Iddat period. And because of that, both of them have been sentenced to jail for 7 years. And, the most significant part in all of this is, yes, of course, he's in jail. He's in jail based on other cases as well. But she's in jail just for this case because a court has determined that she married Imran Khan during her iddat period, which is against the Islamic law, which is against the Sharia. So the question is that who determines the iddat period has finished? Menstrual cycles are a very personal matter. And every woman, depending on her age, depending on her health, has a different length of a menstrual cycle. This idea that the iddat lasts for 3 months, we need to understand it's not 3 months. Maybe it has been paraphrased so many different times. Sometimes in certain societies, people don't want to discuss menstrual cycle, so they use the word months, right? 3 months, right? But it is actually 3 menstrual cycles. Now, a woman's cycle can be as short as 3 days, and it can be as long as 10 days. And then different women get their cycles at different periods of time. Some get them after every 15 days. Some get them after a month. Some even more than that. The iddat is not determined based on days and months. The 3 months are there only for a woman who does not get her cycle. Why? Because due to what? Due to some sort of condition she has, or because she's on menopause, she's old, and she doesn't get her period anymore. But for anyone who does get their cycle, the iddat is 3 menstrual cycles. So of course, it's a logical answer that at the end of the day, an adult woman needs to determine herself that, okay, this is my 3rd cycle and it's over and my iddat is over. But if we're going to have other people, if we're going to allow other people to meddle with that, whether it's the ex-husband, whether it's a family member, whether it's just someone who, doesn't have any interest in all of this, but they just want to be a whistleblower, right? If we're going to allow other people to meddle with such a personal matter that is, so fatal and it's so delicate at the same time, then we're going to take away rights from a lot of women, right? That's basically half of the population of Pakistan. And I'm not bringing up this issue today because I have some interest in, discussing a political issue, right? I brought this up to discuss the significance and the gravity of this case. Because today, if it is happening to Bushra Bibi, tomorrow it can happen to anyone else, especially in a country that is already, depriving women of their rights. I know many people will, probably have a comment on that, no, Pakistan does not deprive women rights. But there's so many different examples, right? Of course, you have, in Pakistan, you have women who are, mashallah, politicians. They are doctors, they're engineers. You have women that are working. But don't forget that that's a very small population of the women in Pakistan who actually exercise their rights and know about them. You also have those that live in remote areas and villages. You also have those that come from very male-dominated families, and those girls have not had an education or they don't know about their rights. So when we look at those percentage of women and we see a flourishing Pakistan and we say that everybody has their rights, that's actually a wrong statement. So in a country that's already struggling with all of this, on top of that, now you have this court case where the judge is determining, right? I mean, just think about, like when I think about it, I get baffled that the court, which is, a male judge, and a bunch of decision makers in the court, majority of them are male, are determining if a woman's iddat was over or not. And the iddat is based on a menstrual cycle. How low as a Muslim society can we stoop? That we're at this point right now where we are playing with Bushra Bibi's, iddat and her life, right? So the point I want to make today is it is very important for us, right? First of all, to know our Islamic rights, right? To know what a cycle is, what a cycle means, how long can it be, who determines the iddat is over. The second thing is, this is where the ulama of Pakistan, the scholars of Pakistan need to speak up. Alhamdulillah, we have very well-educated scholars, right? But, the only thing that we should speak on is not blasphemy or moon sighting, right? This is the topic right now where we need male scholars to speak up. Because unfortunately, in a male-dominated society, right, no one is going to listen until we actually have the clerics and the clergy of Pakistan speak up on this case. So, this is the time where this decision of the court that Bushra Bibi is going to remain in jail for 7 years because of the Iddat case, right? We need voices, religious voices to be heard at this point. So when we say that we stand up for the ummah and we talk about the huquqs and the rights and we talk about religion, right? There are many ulama in Pakistan who are very vocal about so many different things. This is the time where they need to speak up. The second thing that I also want to mention is menstrual cycle and anything related to, feminine issues. These are not just feminine issues, right? Women make half of our society. And one of the biggest issues we have in our communities is we say, it's not haya, right? If we talk about menstrual cycle. And of course, we should have haya. Haya is al-haya shu'batun min al-iman. It's a hadith. It's a branch of faith. There is no haya in ilm. There's no haya in ilm. So, for those men that are making these decisions, or generally the people that are listening to news, right? Just running away with this piece that, she got married during her iddat. Ask somebody, how long is the iddat? Ask somebody, okay, if it's 3 menstrual cycles, what does that even mean? Because somebody can have 3 menstrual cycles over a span of a year, and somebody can have them over the span of 2 months, right? So what does that really mean? And we have to educate not only our girls and women on this, but even our men, because of course they get married, they have daughters, right? These are the types of issues that need to be discussed. Again, I'm not saying openly, right? I'm not saying that you have to go around and announce about this, but at least basic education, it's very, very important. And then the third thing, the impact of these decisions. Of course, Pakistan is going through a political turmoil, right? And there are a lot of political games that are probably being played by a lot of parties involved. But I think that the justice system in Pakistan and the leaders of Pakistan, they need to realize that they need to limit the games. It shouldn't be to a point where now this one decision is going to impact so many women, because you're going to end up with those kind of marriages where a husband's going to say, oh, I never gave talaq, or I gave talaq, I gave a divorce, and she got married again within the iddat period. It's going to become a game. And if Bushra Bibi, right, she is not protected from this game, then what makes us think that other women in Pakistan are going to be safe from this? So the bottom line is that when people with such responsibility are put in these positions to make these decisions, right? They should, of course, be very wise about their decisions. But if we feel that decision was wrong, we need to speak up. And we need to spread the word that the iddat period is not a joke. It is not a game. But it is also not something that needs to be determined by somebody else other than the woman who is going to go through the menstrual cycle herself. I hope, alhamdulillah, I was able to, clarify the entire situation. And I hope that this video is helpful, inshallah. If you guys have any questions and comments, please feel free to ask in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please do share and subscribe. Inshallah, I'll see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.